Thank you for watching this exclusive broadcast on Fuller Digital Solutions. To receive notifications and links about your favorite team's live streams, join our text club by scanning this QR code or text the word on the screen to the number shown. If your business would like to be a sponsor on broadcasts like this, please reach out to us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com. Join us all year long for coverage of your favorite team on Fuller Digital Solutions.
All right, thank you for joining us here on Fuller Digital Solutions. My name is Ryan Burkhardt, and this is the 2024 Alta Aurelia Football Meet the Team show. So thank you for joining us here on YouTube. We're going to be meeting the players as well as head coach, and we've actually crashed their Thursday night team dinner, so we appreciate the team letting us come into their space like this. Let's go ahead and meet the players. Go ahead and tell us your name and your grade.
My name is Caden Green, and I'm a senior.
Okay, we're going to keep this light, Caden. It is Thursday night, so my question to you is, what is your favorite Thursday night meal?
Probably pizza.
Pizza? What we just had, what'd you have?
Chicken bacon ranch.
Chicken bacon ranch. Do you get to pick?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Caden. Like I said, we're going to keep it moving here. Go ahead and tell us your name and your grade.
I am Jordan Hendrickson, and I'm a senior.
Okay, Jordan. Which coach would you trust with the aux cord on the stereo?
Definitely Coach D.
Coach D. And why is that?
He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy. You trust his music taste?
Yeah.
Okay, Jordan, thanks for coming on the show, buddy.
Thank you.
Hello, young man.
How's it going?
Go ahead and tell us your name and your grade.
Gavin Sleezer, and I'm a senior.
Okay, Gavin, I got a question for you. Do you remember your first varsity action on the football team?
Yes.
Where was it?
Oof. I think it was against MMCRU at home.
At home?
Yeah.
Offense,
no,
defense,
it was
special
against,
teams?
It was against West Monona.
West Monona. Offense, defense, special teams. How'd you get your first taste of varsity football?
Safety.
Safety? Did you get hit or did you give the hit?
I give the hit, of
You
course.
give the hit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can remember that. You've made a lot of memories on varsity, so have a great senior season, Gavin. Thank you. Okay, I've got a special question for this guy.
Okay.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, name and grade.
I'm Camden Reiner, and I'm a junior,
Okay, so you live with Coach Reinert.
sadly.
My question to you about Coach Reinert is, does he have a signature catchphrase? Something you've heard over the years in football, at practice, at games, maybe at home.
Well, for me, it's either go to sleep
Go to
or
sleep
go lift weights.
or go lift weights. Okay. Good advice on both sides of that.
Mhm.
Okay. Thanks, Camden.
Yep.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right. Name and grade, sir.
My name's Sam Center, and I'm a junior.
Okay. Sam. Which teammate hits the hardest in practice?
Ooh, I don't know.
You got a lot of guys trying to sway your opinion here.
Well, probably Jordan.
Jordan?
I'd say, yeah.
Okay. So he's the guy you don't want to get paired up with in tackling drills.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Or Gavin when he's healthy.
Or Gavin when he's healthy. Okay. Thanks, Sam. Thanks for coming on. Okay. I think I got a good question for this guy. Name and grade?
Braden Westfall, senior.
Okay, Braden. Which one of your teammates would give the best pregame speech, in your opinion?
Ooh,
That would just get everybody fired up, ready to run through a brick wall.
That would have to be Jay Henney or Gavin.
One of those two?
Yeah.
Do they give those pregame speeches?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Okay, so maybe who that hasn't given one do you think is more of an unrecognized talent in the pregame speech area?
Definitely Willie.
Willie?
Yeah.
Okay. Help me out here. Who's Willie?
He is right over there.
Right over there? Okay, I'm going to meet Willie. I'll meet him later, but
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear he's got a great future in pregame speeches. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Name and grade?
Maddox McCoy, sophomore.
Okay, Maddox. Which teammate would you go to first if you forgot a piece of equipment at an away game?
Oh.
Who do you think would be the nicest, most likely to help you out?
Probably Pee Wee. He'd help me out.
Peyton Meyer would be the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say, "Don't talk to me, underclassmen. You're on your own."
No, he wouldn't do that to me.
Okay. Thanks, Maddox.
Thank you.
Let's get that shoulder healthy. Or collarbone, I should say. All right, name and grade, sir.
Dane Simonson, Jr.
Okay. Who do you think is the funniest teammate? Who gets everybody laughing more than anybody?
Ooh. Probably Wilson.
Is this Willie?
Yeah, Willie.
Okay. He's getting a reputation as somebody that everybody loves, and when he opens his mouth, people love it.
Yeah.
They love to hear him talk. Okay. Thanks, Dane. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Name and grade.
I'm Ashton. I'm a junior.
Okay, Ashton, I'm going to give you an either-or option. Okay? If you could score a touchdown, would you rather it be a pick six or a scoop and score off a fumble?
Probably a scoop and score.
Scoop and score. Did you play line?
Yeah.
That's kind of every lineman's dream, isn't it, to scoop and run it in? Okay. Well, I hope you get one of those tomorrow night against Sibley. Thanks, buddy. Okay, we've got royalty with us. Homecoming gang. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Angel Barajas, senior.
Grade?
Senior.
Okay. Outside of being crowned king, what's your favorite homecoming festivity? What part of the week do you really like the most?
I like going through the lip sync.
The lip syncs with the pep rally?
Yeah.
Who won that this year, by the way? Which class?
I think it was the juniors.
The juniors. Okay. Any juniors that were in that? Might have to ask about them later. I don't see any juniors over there. Maybe we'll ask P. Cindy about it. Okay. Thank you, Angel. Okay. Peyton Meyer. I got a favorite question for you here.
All right.
You're a senior, so you've played quite a long time. Who's your favorite former teammate? Somebody that's graduated and moved on that you just loved playing with?
I'd have to say Lane Kramer.
Lane Kramer.
Yep.
Lanice, as he's known around these parts. And what is it about Lane?
He's a very likable guy.
He's still playing at BV, right?
Yep.
I think he plays over at BV. Okay. Lane Kramer, great guy. Good answer. Thanks, Peyton. Good luck tomorrow night. Name and grade?
Hayden Garlow, senior.
Okay, Hayden, my question for you. What makes home games special? What do you love about home games?
The student section.
Student section? Obviously, there's a little bit bigger student section for home games. They're loud.
Than everyone around the field.
Everybody lined up around the track? Absolutely. So you're aware of that when you're playing. You can kind of sense that. You can hear them?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Hayden, good luck tomorrow night against Sibley. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Name and grade?
Carson Ackerman, I'm a senior.
Okay, here's my question for you, Carson. When you were a young kid, did you play football behind the stands at the games?
Yeah.
And were you just like a legend back there, stiff-arming kids running for TDs?
I was.
Did you guys play on the basketball court there?
Yeah.
In Alta?
Yeah.
Where did you guys play in Aurelia?
We played on the park, like the little hill. Otherwise, we just played in like the end zone.
Did you have fond memories of that? And then you were thinking someday I'm going to be on the big field?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You're talking to a fellow elementary school football legend right now, so I know where you're coming from. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Carson. Okay, go ahead and give your name and grade.
Rich Cargan, and I'm a senior.
A senior. Okay. If you had to pick playing in a rain game or a snow game, which one would you rather play? Rain? Why is that?
Because you can, slip and slide everywhere.
Just slipping and sliding everywhere, covered in mud?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Good luck tomorrow night, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a great senior season. All right. Name and grade?
Nolan Reeves, sophomore.
Nolan Reeves, sophomore. Okay. So we know that Angel was the homecoming king this year. But who on this team do you think is a future homecoming king?
I gotta say Klein Sievers.
Klein Sievers, future royalty. Okay, maybe put a bet on that. Okay, we'll have to call you up when he wins it in a couple of years and say, how did you know way back when? Thanks, Nolan. Okay, go ahead and give your name and grade.
Jackson Page, I'm a sophomore.
Okay. Talk a little bit louder if you can.
Yep.
Let's see. Who is your bus buddy? Do you guys have to share seats?
Kinda.
Kind of. Who do you share a seat with?
I normally sit by Jordan.
Okay.
Give him my massage gun and stuff.
You guys got a massage gun? You're sharing it back and forth? Okay.
I do, yeah.
Do you get to pick your bus buddy? Or is it assigned?
Well, you just get to pick where you sit.
And he happened to pick next to you and you pick next to him?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, they always say when you get to be my age that what you miss the most is the bus rides and the time. So cherish these rides with Jordan because you're going to look back and they might be your favorite part. Thanks, Jackson.
Thank you.
Okay.
Peyton Syndergaard Jr.
Peyton, my question to you is, what is your favorite football movie?
I don't watch much football movies.
You know, I was afraid of that because a lot of kids aren't watching movies, period. You guys are all watching TikToks. I should have asked you what your favorite football TikTok is. How about this question instead? Which teammate would you trust the most with the auxiliary cord? Who's not going to let the bus down with the vibes?
Definitely Gavin.
Gavin?
Gavin with the music.
He's got a lot of experience. He takes the aux cord in other sports too, so it's not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Name and grade?
Alex Softball, sophomore.
Okay. Alex, I'm going to ask you an either-or question.
Okay.
Would you rather score a touchdown by catching a pass or running it in?
Running it in.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Because you can run over people and
Pretty
it
much.
just feels tougher?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you get one of those soon here, buddy. Thanks, Alex, for stopping by. Name and grade?
Gable Van Ort, freshman.
Gable, how many guys on the team do you think it would take to tackle me?
I'm going to throw a big number out there, like 12.
12? I appreciate that.
Yep.
That's been you're my favorite now. Now, I'm going to ask you a real question. Do you have a favorite NFL team?
Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, how are they doing this year?
Terrible.
Terrible? Okay. I hope they do better.
All right.
All right. Gable, the Chargers fan. Thanks, buddy.
Klein Sievers, sophomore.
Okay. Potential future homecoming king, according to Nolan. I won't ask what the secret is to you becoming king, but I will ask you this. Who do you think is the best video game football player on the team? Like, if it's Madden or the new college football, like, who do you think's the best on the joysticks?
Definitely Willie.
Willie?
Yeah.
So he's the funniest, best speech, and he's the best on the joysticks.
Yeah.
Okay. We might need to save Willie for last because the legend is growing with every answer. Thank you, Klein. Name and grade?
Tillman Byrne, freshman.
Okay. Tillman, my question to you, what would be your ideal, get hyped song before a game to just get you absolutely wired?
Depends. Well, some Phil Collins.
Phil Collins?
Metallica.
Okay. Are we talking In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins, with the drum solo?
Yes, sir.
Metallica, maybe Enter Sandman or something?
Yep.
Okay. Every once in a while, they let me control the aux cord at home games. So if a Phil Collins song comes on, you'll know it's me in the press box.
Yes, I will.
All right. Thanks, Tillman.
Thank you.
Kale Sievers, freshman.
Okay. Kale, what position do you think I played back in the day in football?
You seem like a center.
A center?
Yep.
My guy, I was a wide receiver.
Here.
Center. Jeepers. Okay, real question. Real question. Who's got the best style on the team? Who's got the most drip, as the kids say?
Austin. For sure.
Austin?
Austin.
What is it about it? Is it?
He's got double arm sleeves.
He goes double arm sleeves.
Yep.
Okay, the QB. All right, thank you. Good luck tomorrow night.
Drake Johnson, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay, Drake Johnson, a sophomore. My question to you is, if you could play a night game or a Saturday afternoon kickoff game, which one would you pick?
A night game.
Why the night game?
I don't know. I just feel like it'd look better.
Just something about being under the lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Friday night lights are special. Thanks, Drake. Okay, go ahead. Tell us your name and your grade.
Dustin Matson, a freshman.
Okay. Dusty, you have a favorite college team?
Yeah, Iowa State.
Iowa State? Is it? Wait, Isn't Steve and your grandpa both huge Hawkeye fans?
And the other side's Iowa State fans.
So, do you get a lot of trash talk in your house?
No.
How did a couple Saturdays go when Iowa State beat Iowa? Did you let them know?
Nah, I can't. I keep my mouth shut. I get told.
Okay. So you don't even get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe someday when you move out, you got your own house, then you can drive by and yell trash talk out the window. All right, go Cyclones. Thanks, Dusty.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead and tell us your name and your grade.
Holton Folk, freshman.
Okay. What position do you play?
Line, left
Okay.
tackle.
Here's my question to you. If you didn't play the position that you play, what position would you like to play? We know you love being a lineman, but if Coach said, Holton, you're going to pick your position today, what would you pick?
Quarterback.
QB!
Yeah.
Would you be slinging it all over the yard?
Yeah.
Lefty? Are you a lefty or righty?
I'm righty.
You're a righty.
Yeah.
Okay, look, he's already rubbing that arm. He's getting it ready. All right. If we see some injuries, we maybe look for Holton under center.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Holy cow, there's so many guys in the football team. I'm running out of questions. We have to double back on some of these. All right, Mr. Stylish himself. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Austin Drugmiller. I'm a sophomore.
Okay. Outside of yourself, who's got the most riz on this team? Who is the best with the ladies? And obviously, these guys are the only ones still here, but some of your teammates were here before. Who do you think?
This is going to surprise you, but Kevin Flores.
Kevin
The man
Flores.
himself.
Okay. Kev, as he's known. Kev's got the most riz on the team.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. And I know Kev. That doesn't surprise me. Kev's a dude. Okay, go ahead and grab a seat. Tell us your name and grade.
My name is Abraham Barajas. I'm a freshman.
Abraham Rojas, freshman. Okay. Do you have a favorite pregame ritual? Like maybe there's something you always do, a food you always eat, or you always walk on the field a certain way?
Not really anything. I mean, before games, we do sometimes just like do a chant.
Okay. So you're just a freshman. So maybe by the time you're a senior, you will have developed some sort of routine where maybe you always put your helmet on a certain way or a certain order, putting your equipment on.
Hopefully.
Something that you just feel like the vibes are right. I got the luck on my side now. Okay. Thank you for coming on, buddy. Nice to meet you.
My name is Uriah Thompson. I'm a freshman.
Okay. Uriah, I'm gonna give you an easy one. If Coach said that you could pick what color Powerade was going to be in the cooler for the whole team, what color would you go with?
Probably blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
That's my favorite color.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's the coldest. There's no scientific way to prove that, but it just seems like blue is colder than all the other colors. Yeah. Thanks, Uriah. Okay, go ahead and tell us your name and grade.
I'm Adrian Colpin, and I'm a sophomore.
A sophomore. Okay. Who is the most competitive guy on the team, you feel like? The guy that, even if you were playing checkers, would just hate to lose?
Probably Jordan.
Jordan? Okay, that's a good answer. Jordan's new this year, right? So we're still getting to know him as a player, so it's cool to find out little facts like that about Jordan. Thanks for joining us here.
Yep.
This is the legend, the man, Willie. Tell us your name and grade.
My name's Wilson, and I'm a freshman.
A freshman. Okay. Let's go with, I'm kind of looking through my, okay. I'm going to ask you, since you were named funniest, who do you think is the funniest? Is it you, or do you think it's somebody else?
I'd probably say I can't pick between Holty or Abe.
Holty or Abe, those are the funniest guys?
Uh-huh.
So when you guys get together, you're probably cracking up the whole team?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for coming on, Wilson. Good to meet you. Go ahead and give name and grade.
Alex Manteifel, I'm a freshman.
Okay. Do you have a favorite play in the playbook? What's the one that when Coach calls it, you're like, yes, I love running this play? And if it's some sort of secret weapon for tomorrow night, don't divulge that.
Option pass left, probably.
Option pass left. Do you guys have anything like spider, Y2, banana, or anything in the playbook?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Okay, you say option pass left or option 2 left?
Option pass left.
So can you like pull it back? You're a quarterback, right?
Nope.
Oh, you're not? I thought you warm up the quarterbacks last week. What position do you play?
Receiver.
Receiver. Okay, so on that play, can the quarterback run or pass, or what is it about that play that you like so much?
Yeah, I got to run deep, so.
Oh, you got to run deep. You got to go Randy Moss on him.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Name and grade?
My name is Quentin Jensen. I'm a freshman.
Okay. Quentin, I'm going to ask you, what's been the most fun part about being on the high school football team so far? This is your first year.
Honestly, being with all the older kids and learning what they do.
Yeah, right. Just being one of the young guns, as they say, learning from the old veterans, and that's going to be you someday, right? Mm-hmm. And then there'll be some other young kid that you'll be showing the ropes to. So you're keeping your eyes and your ears open, just learning as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Attaboy. Nice. Thanks for coming on the show, Quentin. Good to see you again. All right, name and grade.
My name is Kevin Flores. I'm a sophomore.
Okay. Kevin, I'm going to ask you a similar type question I gave before. If you could score a touchdown either intercepting the ball and running it back or scooping up a fumble after sacking the quarterback and then running it in, which one would you pick?
Probably running it in after sacking the quarterback.
Is it you're a lineman, right? So
Yeah.
Is it fun hitting quarterbacks?
I've never done it, but...
You've never done it? Would you enjoy doing it?
Yeah.
I was always a little guy, an offensive player, so I was trying to get away from defenders. I don't even know what it's like to hit somebody. I was just trying not to get hit. So, all right, Kevin, thanks for coming on the show. We're going to talk to Coach Reinert here to wrap things up. So, I've been around the game of football enough to know that I don't know a lot, and I think it's fun for the fans to kind of go under the hood here a little bit. If you're a linebacker, what kind of things are linebackers looking for on the offense to give them a clue as to what might be coming?
It does work. It does vary week to week. This week we have a little bit of something different going on with our linebackers than what we normally do, just because of their personnel. They have a quarterback that can run. Their carries are pretty evened out amongst them and the running backs, but their quarterback is an absolute game breaker. He's pretty dynamic and get loose. So we have to do it a little bit differently with our linebackers this week. But generally, our outside linebackers are always looking for something sneaking into the flats, on a play action and that type of thing. And that's the toughest thing as a linebacker. You got to come forward to meet something on the ground, but then all of a sudden you realize the quarterback still has the ball, and you got to bail to your zone or to your read there. So
your linebackers have to be pretty dynamic athletes.
They do. They do. And right now, we're a little thin in that area. We've got some guys really plugging away trying to learn it. Without Gavin, we're down Gavin right now, and as returning defensive player of the year in the district, that's tough to replace, especially the center of your defense. It's not like he was a lineman up front, that was disrupting things. He's running things down.
He's stopping runs and passes.
He's running the flats and covering things there. So yeah, it's been a challenge for a lot of our kids, but they're doing a good job of figuring it out.
So from first day of kind of fall camp to now, like what's some areas you feel like this team's shown some improvement and some growth in?
I think another new offensive system for us. Coach Naparella took an administrative job in another school district, so at some point here we're trying to decide, do we continue on or not? And I think personnel-wise, it wasn't the best decision to continue spreading the ball out and doing what we've been doing the last 3 years. So it was where we were, where are we going from there? And all summer we worked with the kids that were showing up with running some option stuff, but out of shotgun and doing some, a lot of quick throws, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. Well, the week before practice started, we hired a new coach, and that was his expertise was running the offense. So Flexbone is new to us this year, and so it's taken a little time because it's such a detail-oriented offense. Your reads have to be crisp. Your footwork has to be just right so that everything meshes correctly. And if something's off, all of a sudden now the football is going to someone's arm rather than into their stomach or whatever that might be. So I think the biggest progress is we're starting to figure that out. And like I said, we're reading something on almost every play. Our quarterback has to read something, and that's a big challenge. We've done a little bit of that in the past, but it's out of shotgun. You got a little more time to figure that out. But now he's up under center, and some of those reads are right next to him, and on the snap of the ball, he's got to figure it out. Yes or no? Do I give? Do I keep? Do I bail? What is it that you have to do? So I think that's our biggest thing is we're starting to the lights are coming on now. There's less and less confusion, and I think if we can just go out and execute for 4 quarters, we're in pretty good shape.
And some of the viewers might know I'm a coach, but one way I just think your job is so much harder than mine. I'm a baseball coach. Is there's so many different philosophies to scoring the football or defending, and based on your personnel every year, you might have to totally change your philosophy, And so I'm always amazed at everything a football coach has to know and about all these different schemes and systems. I mean, you must spend a lot of time in the offseason just trying to think about what personnel am I going to have and what do we need to input or what don't they know that now we have to teach them because last year's group didn't run that and then this year's has to. Can you tell us a little bit about what are your off seasons like as you try to figure out what's coming up?
Yeah, this year, defensively, we felt pretty confident where we were at because we had 4 seniors last year. 3 of them got banged up through the year, and we finished the season with 1 senior on the field. So we felt really good about the personnel coming back and the defense that we ran. So that wasn't too difficult, and it was it was kind of a late notice. Just the way teaching contracts fall. With Coach Naparella leaving us in May, all of a sudden, thankfully, we had a little time this summer to work some things. But then again, all that went out the door once we hired a new offensive coordinator. But that's what it is. It's what do you do with that personnel? And that's where we're at right now with defense. We lost Gavin in week 2 at halftime, and all of a sudden now the center of your defense, who's the quarterback, he's calling everything out. There's a darn fly. He's calling everything out, and he reads things so well because he watches so much game film. Now, all of a sudden, how do you replace that? It's hard to. It's hard to. But like I said, now we're dividing that amongst a couple kids, and a little bit of our defense has changed as far as what we were able to do to what suits us now. But yeah, it's a constant thing. The one consistent thing we've had is special teams. We do things in and out, year to year. Special teams are pretty much the same every year, but then it also sometimes depends on the kicker, your philosophy, and what you're doing there too. So it is. It's a constant, through a season even, trying to figure out how do we make this work.
Well, speaking of kickers, I mean, last week in the press box, I was watching Jordan in pregame just bombing some punts down the field.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to step in for Gavin now that Gavin's out, and we have kind of a backup built in there, so that was good.
So I want to talk a little bit about just your journey. How long have you been coaching football?
So 2007, the 2007 year was my first year here with, 2006, I believe was my first year here with Alta. I was still coaching and teaching at another school. I'm not coaching football, obviously, but I'm coaching basketball and golf at another school. And got in with Coach Hammer here. And then a couple years later, I was offered a position here, or interviewed and offered a position here to teach. So I've been here since school year 2008, 2009.
And there was never a fall that you weren't coaching from 06 to now?
There has not.
So 18 straight seasons on the sideline.
For football, yes. Yeah.
How did you get into coaching? I mean, you said you started in 06, but when you were in college, did you always know you wanted to coach? Or even as a high school kid, were you like, I'm definitely coming back as a coach at some point when my playing career's over?
Yeah, I think really what tipped that off is I was injured game 3 of my senior year of football. Opening kickoff, I tore my ACL. Done for the year. You don't come back for that in a season. So I spent the rest of that year on the sideline with who else you can hang out with besides the coaches? Your kids that your buddies, your seniors and juniors are in playing, and you're just trying to absorb some things on the sideline to help however you can, helping with drill work during practice, and then that carried over to basketball. I sat basically through most of January, of my senior season of basketball, and doing the same thing, sitting next to the coaches and listen to them talk and whatever. And that kind of, I think, started everything. When I got to college, then I was the student coach for the women's basketball program, and it's just kind of been a thing since then. So.
And then we're going to finish up with this one. So 18 years coaching high school football. How do you feel like Iowa high school football, the game, has changed? Has it changed at all, or is it really different than it was in 06?
Yeah, I think it has. I think the safety aspect, a few years ago, the concussion, the big concern, and it still is, don't get me wrong, but the safety of the game, the rules are getting, you're seeing less and less each year as far as, this is a big safety thing we have to change, and we're getting to that point now. In the pros, it was the hip drop tackle is the latest thing. We don't have that in high school right now, but I think just the way that the safety equipment, the training, it's not the old, just go bash somebody type of football anymore, and part of that is the finesse game too of the spread offenses and whatnot too. So I think overall the safety aspect of the game, but then the technology. You're seeing it with baseball too. You went to the digital stuff this year and calling pitches and whatnot. But that's changed so much too. We don't have the in-helmet stuff, but.
Do you think that's coming at some point?
I feel like it will.
Now that they can talk to catchers from the dugout, do you think it's a matter of time before they let the quarterback wear an earpiece?
I think it will. I think it's just a matter of getting economical for, especially our small schools. So I think it will, because the college game has it now, and it'll just continue to funnel down, which I think that piece of it's good. But, all the in-game, we're working on iPads during our chances that we can on the sideline, and we got end zone view, and we've got the sideline view, and, I think, that's changed the game a lot too. The just visual. I remember coaching with a coach now that's coached over in Cherokee, Coach Lovell, when he was here. I was kind of under him as an assistant, and he was another assistant coach. But I basically worked with him, and the stuff that he could pick out during a game. He was so far advanced that it was like he had a TV in his head. He was reading that stuff, and it's always like, how'd you do that? Well, now most of us are able to catch up with him because we can now peek at it. So that's been a big change too. So.
And I was a teacher for 14 years, and by the time my career ended as a teacher, it was not abnormal in a study hall to see kids just watching game film. Like probably when you first started coaching, unless it was a session put on by the coach, it was probably hard for kids to see game film, right?
Yep.
And now it's at their fingertips.
When I started, it was I think I'm not sure if we were burning DVDs, but I remember meeting another coach somewhere.
I was going to ask about that.
Meeting another coach somewhere at a gas station between here and there.
There was a great thread on Twitter of former coaches saying, "Oh, you young guys don't remember. It felt like we were doing something illegal, some sort of little drive-by drop at a gas station halfway between two towns." And the whole exchanging film thing. Would you go get breakfast somewhere and then obviously not with that coach, but I'm already out on a Saturday morning. I might as well go to Denny's.
And a lot of times, you're facing that same coach year after year in these small towns. So you go to Pocahontas and meet him at a gas station, have coffee or stand and talk, and and you can trade some information back and forth verbally. But it's completely different now. And it's strange, to go to a game now and you're trying to figure out which, if it's a new head coach especially, which one's the head coach? Before prior, you've already met him. You met him somewhere along the line, exchanged and whatnot. So it's kind of different as far as that goes.
I did some at my first school I taught at. I did some filming for the football coach, and it was very concerned about getting a good angle up high in the bleachers. Stop the camera after each play, so that my film is really only 10 minutes long because it's just from whistle to whistle. And I had people ask me when I would get back from those sessions, "So how was the game?" And I'd say, "I don't know. I was just making sure it was in the viewfinder. I wasn't actually really processing what was happening. Just, is everybody in the viewfinder, stopping and starting?" And so now with the huddle camera doing a lot of that legwork, you don't have to necessarily have a film guy on the road, do you?
We still do it on the road.
But do you send a guy, like if you're playing Sibley next week, you didn't have a guy at Sibley film it. You don't have to find that guy anymore.
That's the really cool thing is there's a pool that we have to enter every Saturday morning by a certain time. We have to have our game film in, and then once we enter the pool, we can go grab game films from any other school in the state of Iowa. It used to be just your class, but then all of a sudden now you're playing out of class. So they, if you're playing a 1A school or 2A school, you got to be able to get in their pool.
Is it archived? Can you watch last year's games?
It doesn't go back that far. If we went and grabbed them last year and still had them, we could. But no, it just has this year's stuff. So if we heard, we've done that before, where we've heard, two schools went to triple overtime. It's just a wild game. We'll go grab that film and just kind of watch it and enjoy it a little bit too. So just as people that enjoy a quality game of football. So that's the nice thing is, by the time I leave here on a Friday night, as long as the other schools have uploaded film, I've usually entered game film for the next week already into our account.
Did you back in the day? Did you ever run into a coach pulling a fast one? You get all the way home, you pop the DVD in, and it's blank. Oh, sorry, coach. I don't know what happened.
I've heard stories like that, but thankfully no. Like I said, in a small rural community, you're only a lot of times 45 minutes away back then. When we first started, either Clay Central or Pocahontas or Odevote, you have to go back too far to get it.
Maybe a trick they pulled in West Texas when you're 3 hours away from each other. Okay, I just thought of one last question I want to ask you. Maybe one or two. Who's your favorite fictional football coach? Think of all these football movies. Which fictional coach are you like? That guy's my favorite. He doesn't have to be the best coach. Maybe just the funniest or the guy you liked the most in the movie.
I'm thinking Denzel Washington and Remember the Titans.
Herman Boone.
I just think that's one of the greatest football movies. There's so many lessons in that, and the merging of the two and good bad cop, good cop bad cop at one point during that film, that movie and whatever. I just think just a great role model in that movie and what they were trying to do, and he's under the scrutiny and whatever he had to take in. I think that was a really great movie.
Football is one of those sports. There's been a lot of great movies made about it, and TV shows. You guys have Friday Night Lights, and probably another one I'm forgetting. Last question: what's special to you about home games, Friday night, high school football, the community? Like, what do you love about that?
I think all those things. Especially in a small town, you hear it in music. You hear it, all over the place about small town football, and I think the biggest thing about it, like we talk about with the kids, and is there's only so many chances. We've talked about it already this year that you get that one chance on a Friday night, or if you're a JV kid on a Monday night, and you got to wait another week. It's not like basketball where you might be playing 4 or 5 games in 1 week. So it's a quick turnaround, and you just got to go again. It's special because there's just so many limited opportunities, and it's a strange feeling. I've coached baseball, which I absolutely loved. Coached basketball, which I loved. Coached golf, and even volleyball, and everything has its special things about it. But there's just something that when you walk away from a season, it's like, something's missing there for a while, and it is. It's just a different feeling.
It's such a communal thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Bringing the community out, and especially like where we're at, the community supports it so well, and each community you go to is a little bit different, and you feel good about being home in front of your own group. But yeah, it's just, I think the biggest thing is just those limited opportunities, and
it feels like when you're, as a fan, if you're not at the game, it feels like everybody else is there, and then you're like, I feel like I'm missing out. I need to be there. Yeah, it just feels like the thing to do on a Friday night. Brings everybody out. What would be your message to either that junior high kid or that high school kid that's not on the team he's thinking about going out, or that junior high kid that's played junior high football but he's wondering if he can really do high school football, if he's ready for it, or if he can handle it? What would be your message to that kid?
I keep plugging away. We have those kids every year. They just don't think they can handle it, because maybe they haven't grown yet. That type of thing is not to give up on it. Every year we get seniors out that haven't played since junior year. They grow into their body takes off, and all of a sudden they're built for it. So that's kind of the beauty of it is, there's a position, 11 spots out there on numerous teams. You have your special teams and you have your offense and defense. There's usually a spot for you. We'll find a spot to keep you comfortable, or get you comfortable in and keep you safe, and to be successful at that. And that's our message every year to the kids is, just give it a try. You'll find out. And I've never had a kid come back and say, "I wish I didn't play." But you know how that is for baseball too, or any sport. It's always, man, I wish I would have. And
they always regret the things they didn't do, not the things they did do.
Absolutely. Yep. So, and our big message is to our kids, it's a challenge. It's an absolute challenge to come out here and run into each other. There's just nothing else like that. Wrestling, you throw each other around, but you're right there. This is definitely a collision sport, so that's a little nerve-wracking for kids. But again, you're usually matched up in a position. If you're up front, you're usually with a big guy. If you're a smaller guy, you're usually out here with another fast guy and a guy that's not built to run you over, that type of thing. So that's the biggest things to understand. And you're going to be put in positions, I think that's one of the things we really pride ourselves on as coaches, to do our best to put kids in positions that they're going to be successful at. We're not going to throw them to the wolves and make football a thing that's not welcoming to them.
And I was a little guy too, and I remember one of my concerns was, will they be nice to me? The locker room scared me. And then you get there and it's like, oh, everybody's nice. Everybody, I'm a part of this team. But when you're a little tiny 8th grader like me, you're kind of worried about it. But then you realize it ain't so scary. They're nice. Yeah. Yep. Coach, thank you so much for your time. I think I took quite a bit of it. I know the fans are going to love hearing your thoughts about the team and Iowa high school football. And good luck tomorrow night against Sibley, and good luck the rest of the year.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bert.
Thanks, Coach.